Have you ever felt like life kept moving forward while you somehow stayed still? Like everyone around you was creating memories, forming new bonds, planning new things, and you were watching it all from behind an invisible glass wall? Maybe you've seen pictures, stories, conversations, or heard people excitedly talking about something they experienced together, and the only thought running through your mind was, why wasn't I there? Why didn't they think of me? It's a lonely feeling, and not many people admit it, because it sounds vulnerable, almost embarrassing, like something we should be too grown for. But this feeling is real, and way more common than it seems. Sometimes it's not even about the event itself. It's not about that party, that road trip, that dinner, or that late-night talk. It's about the meaning behind not being included. It's the quiet message we think it carries. Maybe that message sounds like, I'm forgettable, or I don't matter as much as I thought, or maybe I'm not as close to them as I believed. And these thoughts hurt, because they strike exactly where we hope to feel safe. But before you let your mind turn every unanswered moment into a rejection, pause for a second. Not everything unseen is personal. Not everything unspoken is intentional. And sometimes, the stories we create in our mind are much darker than reality. There is a quote often connected with ancient philosophy,
We suffer more in imagination than in reality.
and maybe that's true here as well. Maybe you weren't forgotten. Maybe you were simply not in the exact frame of their current moment. People sometimes make fast decisions, spontaneous plans, small groups, or last-minute choices, and it does not always reflect your value or importance. At the same time, it's okay to admit that it still hurts. Ignoring the feeling doesn't make it disappear. Pretending you don't care doesn't make you stronger. Real strength is being able to acknowledge pain without letting it define you. You might also ask yourself a deeper question. What exactly am I missing? The event? Or the feeling of belonging? Because wanting to belong is a human need, not a weakness. We are social by nature. Even the strongest, most independent people still want to feel chosen, remembered, wanted, or valued. But belonging isn't found in every group. It's not something you can earn by trying harder, giving more, or changing who you are just to fit in. Sometimes you might feel left out, not because something is wrong with you, but because your personality, depth, and expectations are simply aligned with a different type of connection. Some people want excitement, noise, attention, or distraction. Others want honesty, depth, growth, and meaning. If you belong to the second group, then it's natural that not everyone will match you, and that doesn't make you less. Plato once said that people who think deeply often feel alone because they see the world differently. Maybe you are not behind. Maybe you are just not meant for surface-level spaces. Instead of asking, "Why wasn't I invited?" try a different internal question. Where do I feel seen, understood, and valued without effort? The answer might show you that your place has simply not arrived yet. And that's okay. Not every chapter contains the right characters. Life is not a race for social validation. There's a quiet kind of strength in knowing who you are, even when others don't fully notice it yet. Some friendships drift not because of conflict, but because of growth. Some people stay in your life temporarily to show you something, teach you something, or reflect something about yourself. And then your paths slowly separate. It doesn't always mean someone did something wrong. The truth is, people grow at different speeds, and sometimes you simply outgrow certain dynamics without even realizing it. Being left out can also be a moment of clarity, a chance to redefine what you truly want from relationships. Are you looking for people who simply include you, or people who understand you? Do you want to be everywhere? Or do you want to be where your presence matters? Do you want temporary attention or lasting connection? You don't need to be the loudest person in the room to deserve space. You don't need to constantly prove your worth to keep people around. The right people don't make you question whether you belong. The right people don't forget to include you in the things that matter. Real connection isn't about how often you're invited. It's about how deeply you're understood. Through history, Stoic and philosophical thinkers reminded us that our value is not defined by other people's choices. Marcus Aurelius said,
The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts.
and Seneca said, true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence on the future. Maybe part of feeling behind comes from comparing your journey to someone else's timeline, forgetting that every person experiences life in a different order.
So if you're feeling left behind, remember this. You are not late. You are not less. You are not invisible. You are evolving, and evolution is rarely loud. Growth is not always visible. Transformation is often silent before it becomes undeniable. And one day, the right people, the ones who match your heart, your values, your energy, and your depth, will not only include you, but appreciate the very qualities that others may have overlooked. And when that day comes, you will finally realize that you were never meant to fit everywhere, only where something real exists. Until then, hold yourself gently. You are not behind. You are becoming,